Hi, I'm Jenny from Gigi's Picnic Basket, and you're watching Good Day Paris.
Hi, and good afternoon, and welcome to Good Day Paris. We're your hosts, Terry Keel and
Angie Gallimore Dodd.
That's a little bit different, Angie.
Yes.
So something's a tad off there. You want to share what that's all about with us?
Why, yes, I do actually. I just remarried my husband, Vince Dodd, January 28th. And did you know that we were sweethearts 30 years ago?
Well, I had heard that at one point.
Yes.
And he is such a wonderful guy.
He is. He's wonderful. Everybody in town knows that he is. All the good things he does. He's so talented.
He is talented, and that
Musician
man can sing.
Yes, he can.
He can sing. I was so impressed.
Yeah. He's good
Well,
looking
congratulations. Really, from all of us, congratulations.
Thank you.
Glad to hear it.
And so today we have a wonderful day planned. We are focusing February with the women of Paris, Henry County, and West Tennessee. And our discussion today is with our special guest, Jackie Jones, and our musical guest tonight, and some more great discussion, is with Dan Knowles.
That's right. And you know, Janice Lynn Yeomans was going to be here tonight.
Yes.
And all the goats decided to be born tonight. So she's in a barn, probably freezing, and delivering a bunch of goats.
I love that.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I wish I could be there with her. I think that'd really be a cool thing, you know, to be a part of.
I agree. I think it's funny. I'm sorry, y'all, I can't come because I'm delivering goats. I like it. It's funny.
I know. It almost, you know, anywhere else that would sound like some kind of a, you know, excuse.
Yeah, but not
here,
in Henry County.
Not in Paris, not in Henry County.
When it's time for the goats, we're going to deliver them.
When they're going to come, they're going to come. So this is really exciting, Angie, because Jackie, our guest today, is a wonderful Henry County native, and Dan Knowles, is an amazing musician, but he's also an excellent sculptor and painter.
Yes.
So it's really going to be an exciting day today. There's a lot to talk about, and both of these people are just amazing folks. So I'm so glad to be here.
Yeah, me too. And then last week's show was so awesome. Yes. We had Jessie Goolish.
Yes.
And Candace Farmer.
Yes.
And we were talking about, we'd gone through the whole month discussing New Year, New You, and we had focused on health and beauty and different things. Improvements, and we were focusing last week on spiritual health. Spiritual growth, and so that was a really great night with them. I loved it, and they were sharing their testimonies of what they do in their own ways here in Paris and Henry County, but also their habits of the things that they do to grow spiritually and stay spiritually healthy. So it was good stuff. If you want to go back and watch it. If you missed it, then you can find it in other episodes on www.gooddayparis.com. And while you're there, hit the like and subscribe button for us.
Right. Yes, please do. We appreciate that very much.
Yes.
So, what else is new? I know that your son just had a birthday.
He did, yes. And he turned 12, Parker.
Hard to believe they grow so fast.
I know. He's a wonderful little guy. But I just wanted to share a little bit about our story.
Yes, please do.
And because I didn't realize until today that even my best friend didn't really know our story.
Really?
So I'm sure a lot of people haven't heard about Parker. I've put a little bit about it on Facebook before, you know, when he's had birthdays. But whenever I had Abigail, we tried for a while to have more kids, and for I guess about 9 years actually, and never could have more children. And Dr. Kimberlin took me in, did a procedure, and found out that my tubes were completely blocked.
Oh, wow.
And I couldn't have any more children. And so I was praying, trying to, you know, figure out what direction I was supposed to go. We were supposed to go as a family, and we knew that we needed to, we felt like we wanted to adopt.
Right.
And so we were praying about that, but I hadn't done anything to move towards it. And one of my other really great friends, Nikki Herod, called me that night, and called me one night, and she said, Angie, you need to sit down for this. And I was like, okay. So I did. I sat down, and she said, there is a baby that's going to be born.
Oh, wow.
And
just like that.
Yeah, the mom has decided to place him for adoption, and he's going to be born in a week.
A week.
1
Hello.
week. And so I'm not really the greatest at keeping my house picked up and all that good stuff. I have other things I'd rather do, really. And so we stay busy, but we got the house picked up, a home study done, all the things that you have to do to be prepared to adopt, the background check, all the stuff.
Wow, in a week.
Well, and we found out it was actually 2 weeks. But,
oh, good.
So, but let me back up just a little bit. When she said there's a baby that's going to be born, she said, here's the number of the person that you call to find out about it. And so I put the number in my phone, and Cheryl Connor's name popped up with Tomorrow's Hope Pregnancy Care Center.
Nice, wonderful.
And I was like, oh my word, I know Cheryl. What in the world's she doing, you know, handling this? So I called the number, and she said, y'all just need to give us a profile, and we'll show his mom, and she'll decide, you know, whether or not you'll be his parents. And so we did that. And then after that, I got to meet her, and I went to a doctor's appointment with her. She's a precious girl. And she let me be in there when he was born, let me cut the cord.
Oh, my goodness.
It was just really great. We stayed the night with them in the hospital, and then went home the next day.
Wow.
And so it was just a real blessing.
And
a
here
cool
we are
story.
12 years later.
Yeah, 12 years later, yeah.
You know,
So-
adoption is such a beautiful option.
Yes.
It really is.
Yes, it
and I
is.
wish everybody would choose it, you know, because we really need those little youngins. But
Yeah. Well, I'm glad his mom did.
I am too. He's adorable.
Yes, he is. He's great. And you know, I wanted to share that because it's not like National Adoption Month or anything, but
Right.
that's like in November, I think. But as far as women are concerned, you know,
Right.
that was a great gift that she gave,
Yes.
carrying her little boy, and then us being able to adopt him. And
Yes.
so it's just another thing about women in Paris and Henry County. You know, this is a great ministry
It
that
is.
goes on with Tomorrow's Hope. And
It
they're
is.
ministering to the moms, the dads, the children. They cover, you know, the whole family.
Yes.
But it is a great group of women and men that are ministering to other women in
wonderful.
Henry County, you know, in the
That's
middle of a
wonderful.
hard situation, and letting them realize they have support to get through it. So
That's right. And
Yeah.
that's so important. That's epic in a situation like that, to stand behind the person. But the joy of you being there, and that moment being yours, you
Yes.
know, I think that's really precious. And thank God she allowed that, you know, because
Oh, yeah.
I would think a few people would, but, you know, that's a beautiful thing, really a beautiful thing.
yes,
Gosh,
So-
well, thank you for sharing that.
you're welcome.
You have
And-
a lot of news this week.
yeah, a lot of things happened. I know. And we
Oh,
went
that's
from
good.
December with Abigail turning 21 and my parents having a 50th wedding
I know
anniversary
it.
on top of Christmas and New Year's and then all this. Yeah, it's been great. But you went on a trip also.
I did, and I just got back. It was absolutely amazing to be in the Capitol, Washington, D.C., and we took a tour of the Capitol building, which was just awesome, and lots of information that I knew a little bit about, but then I was able to get a lot more information, and having dinner on the Hill.
Yeah.
And having, I can't talk about a lot of it, but there was a lot of wonderful evenings with amazing food and all of that, and you would be so proud of me, Ange.
Okay.
I ended up losing weight.
That is wonderful.
Because everybody knows I'm on a diet, and now I'm officially down 20 full pounds, and I am so happy. I actually went to Washington, D.C., and lost weight after having lamb and fish and steaks, and oh my goodness, the food was amazing, and it was just a really fun time.
Good.
We got more than what we had hoped for, so much more than what we had hoped for, and I met a lot of people. So it was a really good time.
Well, good. All right.
And I lost weight.
Yay! Well, let me tell us a little bit about Dan Knowles.
Yeah.
So
Dan is amazing,
yes,
and I'm
he
so glad
is.
he's here with us tonight. We're gonna open our evening, with Dan.
Yes.
And so you have a little bio you can read for us.
I do.
Okay.
So many people know Dan Knowles, and if you didn't know, he's not a woman here on our Women's Focus, but he's amazing, and we wanted to have him on here anyway. And we had actually, he and Kevin, the producer, had planned this for quite a while, and so when the first chance we got, we went ahead and got him on here. So he has won all kinds of awards.
He has.
Yes, 2003 National Old Time Banjo Championship and 8 Tennessee State Old Time Banjo Champion awards, and that's the most anyone has ever won of that award. So that is amazing, and lots of regional awards on top of that. And he's even played on the Grand Ole Opry stage.
I know it.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
He had a minor hit. He says it was a minor hit in France. The song went to number 4 on their Billboard. No, if it goes to number 4, it's definitely not minor.
No, it was up there.
Yeah, and that was on their country charts in 1998 with Dogwoods and Dixie.
Yeah.
And then he spent 25 years doing performances on different river boats on the river. And so we're going to hear a little bit more about all of that. And then he also builds instruments.
Yes, he does. Yes. I mean,
banjos,
homemade,
guitars,
reimagined. He's amazing.
Right. Mandolins and dulcimers.
Yeah.
And he has instruments all over the world.
I know it.
UK, Canada, Japan, France, Australia. And he also is an artiste. He's been doing artwork since childhood and has paintings in homes worldwide, but also you can go all over the court square and see contributions that he's made towards the murals downtown. And if you're watching this and don't live in Henry County, you need to come to Paris anyway and see all of the murals. But
yeah, his head is getting big.
I'm really enjoying
I don't even know
this.
if we're going to be able to get him out the door.
I like all these things.
I know.
To
I'm so
share.
impressed, really. Dan is amazing, and he's my neighbor. Ha ha ha.
Oh, there we go. Yes.
So on top of all of that, without further ado, he has to live up to all this now. No pressure, Dan.
He can do it.
Oh, I wish I was in the land of cotton. Old times there are not forgotten. Look away, look away, look away, Dixieland. In Dixie's land, where I was born in, early on one frosty morning. Look away, look away, I wish I was in Dixie, away, away in Dixieland. I'll take my stand to live, to die in Dixie, away, away, away down south in Dixie, away, away, away down south in Dixie, way down south in the land of traders, rattlesnakes and alligators. Run away, right away, come away, right away, where Compton's king and the men are chattel. Union boys will win the battles. Run away, right away, come away, right away. We'll all go down to Dixie, away, away. Each Dixie boy must understand he must obey his Uncle Sam. Away, away, away down south in Dixie, away, away, away down south in Dixie. Thank you.
Thank you. That was awesome, Dan. I love that song. You know, I just have to say one thing. Dan had given us some of his CDs when we first moved in, and there was nothing more special than having those CDs playing on the back porch through the whole neighborhood.
Yes.
Through that beautiful summer that we had, you know, and we just played them and played them and played them until finally I said, we've got to get some new ones. So we brought over more.
There you go.
And then the next year we did the same thing. So yeah, we just love that music. It's really very refreshing, and you don't hear a lot of that played, you know, that much, even on the radio that much, you know. So there's a lot of country songs and stuff, but you just love that old kind of bicentennial stuff, you know.
Good stuff.
So, but anyway, we have with us tonight Jackie Jones, our only lady commissioner.
No, we have two more now.
You have two more
we
now?
Have.
What?
We're the majority now, yes.
Oh, for
we
heaven's
are.
sakes.
Yes.
Now, what I have bad information. I had Sam Tharp and John Etheridge.
That's right.
And now we have two more.
We have Kathy Ray and we have Vicki Roberts.
Oh,
there are
I
five
see.
of us now.
Okay, all right. So they're also city commissioners.
That's right.
Okay.
Right.
All right, my bad. I thought
when
Kathy was just that she was our mayor. So
Well,
that
actually, we're all commissioners.
Oh,
But within the
okay.
commission, we have a mayor and a vice mayor.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah.
So that's how it works.
That's how it works. Yeah. And we commissioners choose the mayor and the vice mayor.
Okay.
So.
You're like a board.
That's right. We are a board. We are. Yeah, we went from I was the first female city commissioner.
Yeah.
Now we have 3 females, so we're the majority. So.
Okay, I just didn't
That is
understand how it
so
worked.
great.
How
Right,
wonderful.
right. It
And
is.
congratulations for being a first.
Well, thank you very much.
So what caused you to decide to get into being a commissioner?
I know, to be in
You were
politics.
retired.
I know, I've done it 3 times. I'm good at retiring. I just can't stay retired. I have had just interesting careers, and I feel like all of them have provided me with skills and things that I could share with this community. I was born in Paris, I grew up in Paris, but I left, went off to college, and was gone a long time. And in all these careers I had, I always thought about Paris, how Paris did things. And I also felt like that I was gaining information that someday I could come back and share with Paris. And that's what I'm trying to do.
Yes.
Right, that's excellent. Well, tell us a little bit about what you do as a commissioner.
Well, we do not do day-to-day operations. I mean,
Okay.
we're in charge of finance and codes and bylaws, and that framework is what we deal with. We meet once a month. We've just met tonight, and tonight we heard a big report on our audit to make sure financially we're sound, and we are. We're in very good shape in the city.
Good to
So
know.
we are elected by the voters, and We just take care of the city, but we count on, we have the form of government where we have a city manager that does day-by-day operations. And so we look to her, Kim Foster, who is absolutely wonderful.
Oh, she is
to
wonderful.
take care of business, yeah.
She's very wonderful. I had the pleasure of meeting her over the holidays and getting to know her a little bit better. But yes, she is doing a wonderful job.
She is, she is.
So how does it work then? You all meet monthly, you said.
That's correct.
Do you have other meetings, like committees that you all
Yes.
are on separately?
Yes.
How does that work?
Well, I'm also on the Planning Commission.
Okay.
And we look at when you apply for a permit to build, or you want to do some renovation to your home or whatever. We're the ones that make sure that it's meeting code. Really, all the commissioners serve on 1, 2, or 3 other entities in town. Most of it is groups that we give money to, that we include in our budget, so we sit on their boards. So we do a lot of events, a lot of ribbon cuttings, a lot of shaking hands, and just being the ambassadors for Paris. And again, we are elected, so we always want to hear what the public has to say to us.
Yes.
That's how we know what we need to do.
Yes.
That's true. And so where you're located, I saw was right there by the police station, in the front of the police station.
Right,
at the
that's where
100,
City Hall is.
Is that called 100 Caldwell Street?
I believe that's correct.
Yeah. And do you actually have when you do go, is there an office there that
No.
you have there? No,
No,
so,
not for
okay.
us, no.
All
No.
right. So the other folks do, because I know Kim is there.
That's
and
right.
I know
yeah.
Kathy Ray is
Right.
there.
The day-to-day operations people
Are all there.
on site, yes.
Okay, that's where
The
they
fire department's also there, and
Right.
the police department too.
I
They're all
know.
in that building.
I know. It seems, well, that's really perfect to have everybody all together like that.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
I guess, and they've just recently done all those renovations, and I'm so glad they did with that back area where everybody
isn't
parks.
that
So
wonderful?
It
The
was.
cars.
It was necessary.
It was necessary.
It was very needed.
Yes.
Yeah.
So was there something that caused you to decide that you wanted to become involved in being a commissioner? Was there like how would I say it, something you were passionate about, a
Oh, yeah.
difference that you wanted to make?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I didn't come into this position with any kind of agenda. I just
Right.
wanted to come and share what I had learned. And actually, one of the commissioners and the city manager at that time came to me, and I'd been here back in Paris about 2 years. And they said, we have a position that's coming open on the position on the commission. One of the men that's just been elected is being transferred with his job. So we'll need somebody to fill that term. Have you ever thought about doing something like that? And I said, well, not really, but let's talk about it. So we
Right.
did.
Yeah.
And they said, well, it'll have to be an interview situation. So I interviewed for it, and that's when I was chosen to be the
Okay.
city commissioner.
And then,
Then I've run for office 2 times after that. and won.
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
And if other people are interested in being involved, not as a commissioner, but just more involved in what you all do, volunteering, helping out,
Oh, yes.
what would they do?
Just talk to any of us commissioners or Kim Foster or anyone. Let us know. We're always looking for citizens to be on boards and committees. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very good to know.
That's right.
Yeah, I can actually say I never really understood how it all worked, but I don't think I'm alone in that. I think there's a lot of people that
That's
really
true.
don't understand how it all works,
3 years ago, we did a Citizens Government Academy, and we had about 25 people that came through that course, and we tried to show them every aspect of what city government's all about. And the reason we did it was because we commissioners are stopped when we're out and about and ask questions, and people have issues and concerns. But by having this group, this citizens group, they became our voice too. Because they could be talking to someone, and a person would say, well, what's that building that's going on in Wood Street? And they go, well, I can tell you. So they learned a lot, and we'll be doing that again. We don't have an exact date,
Oh,
but
great.
we will be doing that again.
Well, we would love to
Yeah.
share
All
whenever
right.
you do that.
We,
We would
I
love to
hope
put
you'll
that
all
out
be
there.
in it. That'd be great.
Yeah,
sure.
You can learn a lot.
Yes, I definitely would love that.
That's good.
I am trying to, since I'm the newest transplant to Paris, but so proud of this little city. I mean, it is really, really something. We have so much talent and so many wonderful people here.
That's right.
And it's good to see women in, in these positions too
It
as well.
is.
Not that I have any issue one way or the other,
Right.
but it's just good to see that because, everybody is really working hard and diligently to make Paris a better place,
That's
Henry
right.
County. And that's really what it's all about. We've been talking about bringing a lot of people on that have contributed to what's happening here in Paris. And it's impressive.
It absolutely is.
A lot of hard
People
work.
are proud of Paris.
They are.
When you drive around our downtown and look at all the businesses, and one of the reports we had tonight was a Main Street annual report. We only have 12 buildings in over 100 in this downtown that are empty, and that's amazing. Because you go into cities around us,
Right.
and its buildings are either empty or torn down, or they need to be. But
Right.
we have a wonderful downtown.
Yes,
We do. And I see a lot of work being done right there at the old area where Moons was. Can you tell us anything about that?
Where Moons was.
The Moons Jewelers?
Oh, I'm not sure. I really don't know. I know they're working on that, and I know they'll be working on the bakery that was next door.
Right.
And so, there's going to be some new business in there soon, I'm sure.
A lot of revamping going on downtown. A lot of revamping. And I think once that's all done, then there's only going to be a very few empty buildings
That's
at all.
correct. That is correct.
And I don't think it'll take long to fill those up either.
I think it's just amazing what's happened to Brewer Street
Yes.
and Poplar. And there was a time when if you wanted someplace to park, you'd go on those streets. Now you cannot find a place to park.
Right.
Right. That's very true.
Well, what about other women that are interested but just not sure about getting into city government or anything like that? Do you have some words of wisdom, like how to prepare for the
Any aspiring
future?
words?
I really do. I think that women should never be afraid to try for a job or be on a committee or anything that they want to do because they're female. I can see a big difference in the last 10 years on the women that want to be involved. And women have so much to bring to committees and to whatever it is they want to do. Don't hesitate because you're female. And I would also give them the advice they need to learn to listen. And that's the first thing I learned as a commissioner. The commissioners told me, you don't have to do the talking. Let people tell you, and then you react to that. So, and that's really been important too. That's one of the things that I guess if you say your legacy, I want that to be part of mine. She was a good listener. Because you can't do anything about it if you don't listen to what somebody's saying. And also, I just think that women have so many talents. Like I think women are known for their tenacity.
Yes.
I've been on many, many boards and committees, and women are there to get the job done, and they do. Women can multitask, and they do work at home, and they work in a business place too. So women have so many qualities that they can bring to government or just industry. I was looking the other day. Did you know that in Tennessee now we have 20 women that are in the Tennessee state legislature?
No.
Yeah,
Wow.
and in
That's
Washington,
wonderful.
in the U.S. House, there's 124.
Yeah.
So, they're catching on. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's good.
I know it. They seem to know how to get to that bottom line
That's
and make
right.
it happen.
That's right. That's right.
What is something that you can share that you're just really proud of?
My strength is quality of life issues, and I am so proud of the parks, especially Eiffel Tower Park.
Yes.
That has been done mostly by the use of grants, and the city's wonderful about using grants so that we don't have to pay for it.
Right.
And they're always on top of finding those grants, because if we don't get them, some other town is. So,
Yes.
so I'm proud of quality of life. We're making headway into our economic development. We
Right.
have some property that's going to be developed into an industrial park. So those are the things that make me proud.
Yes, we've got the electric plug-in down there.
That is
now.
correct.
Right?
We just had a huge ceremony a week or so ago for that. That was amazing.
It
Wow.
is amazing because that's saying something. You know, these other little cities, not that I have anything against any of the other little cities, but we have that.
That's right.
You know, and that's something to say. And
Yeah.
I'm very proud of Paris and the people that have been the voice and the, like you said, tenacity behind it to
Right.
make that happen. I don't know, is there one there and they'll put more in the future? Is it just one plug-in?
Oh, there
per-
are, well,
or-
2 stations,
Two
but
stations.
4, you can charge 4 cars.
Okay. Do you happen to have a car that you plug in?
I do not.
No, I don't either. So I don't really know how that works.
I would someday get one, but I don't have one right now.
Yeah, no. I'm still in the gas hog.
Right.
But you know, choosing that for a site for those charging stations was really genius because
was.
people come to Eiffel Tower Park.
They
Yes.
sure do.
Did you know that there are people that actually plan vacations on going around the United States just to go to towns that are named Paris that have an Eiffel Tower?
Yes.
And they go
Heard
have their
that.
pictures made?
Yes.
Well, I drive through there often, and when I can usually tell when they're out of towners, and so I'll just stop and get out and say, let me take your picture with the group. And they love that. So while their car is charging, they can go to the splash pad, they can go to the pool, they can go to the fitness area we have there, or just sit on a bench or get pictures made. So it's a perfect place for the charging station.
Is that a
is.
pickleball place?
It is a pickleball place.
Well, there you have it. We have pickleball.
Yes, we do.
We were one of the first in the area to have
Yes,
pickleball. That is growing so fast. We're
It
already
is.
looking at maybe having to build some more. So
Yes.
That's wonderful.
I have to learn how to play it
well,
first.
that's true.
Have you
Me
played
too.
it?
I have not. I've watched it.
Yeah.
I haven't even watched it
I was
yet,
the
so-
cheerleader.
Oh, you were?
There you
Well,
go.
I'll get there. You know, I'm a little behind the time.
So what kind of, I'm going to show my ignorance here. I guess I'm asking lots of questions.
Go ahead.
So, but as far as charging a vehicle, what kind of electric vehicle can be charged there? Any of them? Are they all compatible? How does that work?
I really don't know. I know
would
that
have to say
Revion was the group that was there, and their
Okay.
vehicles were just amazing. There was a picture of me and the PI very intently looking at the dash on one. I didn't mean to have that expression on my face, but I was actually talking, saying, "Wow, look at that!" But
Yeah.
they're impressive, and I enjoy that. You can tell by that.
Yes. Wonderful. Just wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what is next in store for you? What's going on with you next?
Oh, I don't know. I've got 2 more years to serve as a city
Yay.
commissioner.
Okay.
And that will be 9.5 years that I've been doing this.
Wow.
And I don't know. My son has an expression that it describes me. He says that I have led a life of reinventing myself because I've had several careers.
That's wonderful.
And so I don't know. There's always something down the road that I want to do. So.
Right.
Like
But I
write
always,
a book?
I could definitely write a book. Yeah, I've been a teacher. I've been a public relations director for a school district. I've been an adult education director for Girl Scouts of Kentuckiana.
Wow.
And I've been a marketing director for an airport. So
Oh,
you
good
put all that
heavens.
together, and that's what I've been doing.
Speaking of airports,
Yes.
is there ever any hope that we're going to get something a little closer than Nashville? Is anything being looked at?
Well, are you talking about commercial service?
Yes,
Yeah.
for commercial service.
Probably not.
Really?
The airline industry has changed so much.
It has.
Way back when George Bush Sr. was in office, he predicted that the day would come when there would be only 3 major airlines, and that's kind of what we're going to because
is,
the
isn't
majors are buying out the smaller ones
Yeah.
because it's a difficult business because the airlines only make money when the plane's in the air, so that's why you're having to do all these connections now. And I need to come back and talk about airports sometime because that was a very fascinating career. I did that for about 9 years, and when it was good, it was really good, and when it wasn't good, it really wasn't good. But,
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, we'll have to maybe have a
Yeah, we'll have
segment
you
on
back.
travel.
That's
and-
right.
As we get closer to spring break or the summer or whatever, all things travel.
That's true.
Oh, that is so true. And
Yeah.
so I think I
So your son, tell me again how he put that about.
He said, I've had a life of reinventing myself.
Yeah, so reinventing yourself.
Yes.
Describe kind of, has that just happened by accident
Yes.
for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I've always been just open to, well, let's try it. I mean, if it doesn't work. But when I was asked to be the marketing director for the airport, the manager called me about the job. It was open, and I said, now I can market anything, but I don't know anything about airlines, airport. He said, you'll learn. And you do, yeah.
And you do.
Did you have any education in marketing specifically, or
Not-
you just kind of
not-
knew what
well,
needed to be done?
My degrees are in communications and customer service type things and all that.
Okay.
But no, it's just, I'd been there at the airport a month, and he sent me to a national conference. And I said, okay, before I go though, give me an hour every day and let's talk airport so that I'll sound like I know what I'm talking about, whether I do
Very
or not.
good.
So in between sessions, I'd call him and say, now what does this mean? So it was a steep learning curve.
That's that tenacity
But
That's right.
popping up.
And tell me, were you afraid?
no.
You're not afraid. I'm scared. I'm afraid, but I just push on anyway and act like I'm not. So that's why I asked that. Sometimes I'm scared, I'll just tell you. But that's awesome though. If you weren't afraid, that's great.
No,
Yeah.
just got to try it, see if you like it.
Well, good.
And the other thing I really love, Jackie, about you is you're just so kind, and you just keep moving forward, and you do keep reinventing yourself, and you do keep showing up. I mean, that is such a beautiful thing.
Thank you.
You're a real,
Thank you.
blessing to so many other
thank
women
you.
because you're an inspiration to us.
Yeah, I met you early on when you
Yes.
first moved here, and
Yes.
we were downtown at the events on
Yes,
in October.
Yeah, the musical events on the square. That was really wonderful.
It is.
That was a wonderful thing. Did the commissioners put that on as
No,
well?
that's
or-
part of the Downtown Paris Association.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
different then. Okay, yeah, I'm still learning how all that works. And
Right.
yeah, I would really love to be a part of it, and however I can.
Sure.
I'm going
We'd
to be
love
coming to
it.
see you.
Okay, excellent.
Because I mean, we love doing Good Day Paris and bringing attention to our city and to Henry County.
Wonderful.
And we would love to see this be like a, Nashville West kind of. We
Oh,
have
yeah.
so much talent here.
We absolutely do.
It is amazing. I have just been so impressed with the people downtown at those on the square, the singing and all
Exactly.
that.
And
I'm just amazed.
don't forget, in the summer, we have those evening at the park, at Eiffel
Yes,
Tower Park.
I know
Yes.
it. I couldn't make it this last year because I was busy working and doing some things, but next year, definitely, I'm hoping to get out a little bit more. Things are
wonderful.
kind of calming down.
have
Not
huge-
really, but
We have
kind
huge
of.
crowds that
Yes,
come.
I
and
saw
they
that.
love
It was always in the PI, and it was very impressive.
Exactly.
I know, and the vendors go down there, and I mean, it's really a great way to get everybody connected, and so much for people with families, that kind of thing,
Good.
something to do, you
Yeah.
know. But
So
yeah,
what's coming up then? What are some things that you all are working
Well,
on right now?
Dan and I are all involved in the bicentennial.
Okay.
And Dan will be performing this coming Saturday night at the right here in this building, and 7 o'clock. You can buy tickets at the door. We started the bicentennial celebration a year ago, November. That's when the county was founded, and we've tried to have at least one activity every month, and we're going to go all the way to September of this year, and that's when the city was founded. So after Dan, the next month, well, actually, I'll be in April, we're going to have a quilt show. And
nice.
we're going to have a scavenger hunt, an unusual kind.
Oh.
More details on that later.
Uh-huh.
And so we're just still working on bicentennial right now. That's the big thing I'm involved in.
Okay, that sounds exciting.
It
That's
is.
going to be a lot of fun. I
It
hope
is.
everybody participates in that.
We
so.
want to have a grand finale, and it'll be September the 30th, and we're still hoping people will let us know what they want it to be. A parade, a beard growing contest. What do you want it to be?
That's a great idea.
Let us hear from you.
Okay.
So,
Well, thank you so much for being
Well,
here tonight.
thank you for
This
inviting
is
me.
Great. Yeah, just
Yes.
stay here with us because
Okay.
we'll be coming back to all this. But I guess we're going to have Dan Knowles, and he's going to do another song for us.
Okay.
On a different instrument yet.
Thank you very much, Terry. By the way, Jackie, this is a song I wrote just for you. For our little town, It's just a little old town so full of history. 15 miles to the river, several hundred to the sea. 12,000 live beside her city limit signs, inside a state of millions with a state of mind. Well, every afternoon I go across the square where folks are blessed with the job of just sitting there. Oak trees frame a courthouse tall where nothing is so big it leaves you feeling so small. In my little town, oh my little town, the world's far away from my little town. In my little town, oh my little town, the world's far away from my little town. The post office, that's where my friend Danny tends a desk, along with Debbie and Peggy and David and all of the rest. Across the street is a park where a fountain plays cool, sweet Tennessee water don't leave you feeling like a fool. Now there's an ancient old school, it's just up the street from my graceful old home where I rest my feet. Oak trees frame a courthouse tall where nothing is so big it leaves you feeling so small. In my little town, oh my little town, the world's far away from my little town. In my little town, oh my little town, the world's far away from my little town. Friends drop by in evening's fading light, they laugh and they sing until late in the night. The children are playing right out in the streets. The better angels of tomorrow are so near our feet. In my little town, oh my little town, the world's far away from my little town. In my little town, oh my little town, the world's far away from my little town. Thank
That
you.
little town of Paris.
Thank you.
How wonderful. And we've got a video coming up, a promotional video for Dan. So let's roll it.
Oh, I wish I was.
One song, two voices. The Civil War as sung on both sides.
Are not forgotten. Look away, look away, look away, look away.
Many hundreds of songs were written for the war effort on both sides. All of these tunes were fair game for parody by their opponents.
Hurrah for the bonny blue flag that bears the single star.
During this special multimedia event, we will be bringing together both versions of many of these classic melodies, along with hundreds of period photographs.
I wished I was on the other side of Jordan. So pull off your overcoat, roll up your sleeve. Jordan, am a hard road to travel. Pull off your overcoat, roll up your sleeve. Jordan is a hard road to travel, I believe. I look to the west, I look to the east. I see no cat's mouth coming with 4 bay horses hitched up front.
Wow, that was amazing.
Yes, it was.
And So we're going to go ahead and let you talk a little bit about what is coming up with that show.
Oh my goodness, we're going to have a big time Saturday night. We've got, besides myself, we've got my good friend Eddie Coffey, who's going to be playing upright bass with us. We also, well, let me back this up.
Okay.
We've got to back up. So
Back
I'll
it
back
up.
up here.
Okay, back up. Don't go too far back.
Oh yeah, we've got all sorts of players that are going to be here that night to join me. A lot of these players are world-class players, known actually worldwide. We'll have Eddie Coffey, who's been playing bass with me for about 15 years. Be
That's
with
nice.
me